I've been trying to slay this monster. The big old wisteria that grew up here next to the doghouse eventually collapsed. The wind got it, the whole tree uprooted, and it came crashing down. Huge, massive mess in the yard. So I've been working on it for the past couple days and hauling the brush. You know, I was going to take it to my fire pit, but there ended up being so much it just wouldn't fit there. So I've been stacking it up over here in the woods, and I got not only this pile, but piles going back of all the debris from this thing. And as you see, I still got more to go, but I'm going to take a break right now. So if you will, join me in the man cave. What's happening, cats? How are we all doing today? This is probably going to be the last of the nice weather this week, because tomorrow there's 100% chance of rain. So I'm trying to get some stuff done outside. Yeah, what's this? That is called a great wheel. It's a spinning wheel. And it's got some family history, but it goes way back to, when I very first built the log home, there was a old woman who was related to the family by in-law relatives, and she had this great wheel, this spinning wheel, in her attic, and she said, "Would you like to have it for your log home?" So, we said, "Sure, we'll take it." And it's all complete. It's got all the working parts, so it's pretty cool. Problem is, it's so big. I mean, it's probably about 5 foot high, and it's about 6 foot long. So where do you put it in a house? So what I've done is I contacted the local historical society, where it kind of originated from, and they've offered to take it. So next weekend, I'm going to deliver it to the historical society, and they can. I don't know if I have it rigged right. This is the way it came, and you see how the string is doubled there. And if you tighten this up here, it'll tension up this, and then when you spin the wheel, it'll actually turn this spindle, and the whole spindle thing will move. But I loosened it up so I wouldn't have tension on the string, because that string's old, and oddly, it's all one continuous piece. So that's pretty cool. But I see in pictures where the string goes from here all the way around this wheel and up. So I'm not sure how that works, because there's not even a groove in here for the string to stay on, and I don't know how the string would stay on there, where there's kind of a pulley thing right here. And like I say, this is the way it came, rigged up. So I'm not sure the exact way to rig that, but I'll leave it up to the historical society to decide on that. Well, I thought I would talk about my bike a little bit. I love my bike. I talked about getting an Ultra, and I can never get rid of this thing. I mean, I love this thing. Now, when I say I love it, obviously it's an inanimate object. It is a piece of steel and oil and fuel and rubber, and probably some plastic in there too, some leather. But it's not a living entity, It doesn't love me back, even though I love it. When I say I love it, I just say that in terms that it's given me lots of cool memories. I mean, I spent a lot of time in this saddle. I remember when I first got it, of course, I had been riding motorcycles my whole life, and when I bought this thing, I adapted to it like nothing. I got on this bike and took off down the road like I had known it all my life. There was really no learning curve to riding this thing, and I've felt very comfortable on it ever since. I think the very first thing I did was to take it out to Sturgis before I had any of the custom work or paint job on it. It was pretty stock. I mean, when you first buy a bike brand new, right away you start thinking of things you can do to make it yours. Everybody has their own taste, and style. And a stock bike, anybody can go and buy a stock bike, and that's the way it comes for everybody, the exact same. I mean, if you lined up all of the stock Fat Boys, other than color, they'd all pretty much look identical. So you end up, through the years, adding more things to it to make it yours. In my case, the big change came when I wrecked it. In the year 2000, I think it was, when I wrecked it. Pretty much totaled it. So everything on it was replaced brand new, except for like the engine and the frame. So yeah, it's got a lot of different pieces and parts on it that are not original. And that's cool, because I was able to actually do something with it that probably normally wouldn't be able to afford, but it was all covered by insurance. So I like a brand new bike out of it, and a very unique bike out of it. The first thing I did was to ride it out to Sturgis. I'd been out to Sturgis before, but I had to do it on a Harley. So when I rode out there in the Harley, that was special to me. And then I had been out there numerous times after that too on this thing. So it's taken me out there quite a few times. It's taken me to Yellowstone. It's taken me to the Grand Tetons. It's taken me to Rocky Mountain National Park. It's taken me, through Kansas, Missouri, all the southern states, out to the East Coast. It's taken me to the top of Mount Washington in New Hampshire. It's taken me to rallies all over the place. I mean, many years, consecutive years, I rode this to Chillicothe, Ohio, for the Easy Riders Rodeo, and camped out there with friends and clubs and things. So yeah, it's very special to me, and for that reason alone, I can't give it up. I love this thing. And like I said, it's unique to my style. It might not be your style, but it's unique to me. It's the way I wanted it. I've always, when I grew up, I was all about the West, and so I wanted it to have some Western appeal. So that's why I put kind of like the Indian beadwork on there and the fringe. I don't know. Does it have a Western appeal? It's got some of the concho thing on the saddle. Yeah, it's got the rattlesnake on the mud flap, but it has a style of its own, and that's my art. That's what I've created, and everybody's different. Everybody has a different style. Now, your style may be completely different from mine. And that's fine, because that's your personality that you have chose to put into your bike. You might have a custom paint job. You may have ape hangers. You may have a different seat configuration. You may have a hopped up motor. This is just this stock Evo engine, the 80 cubic inch motor, the smaller one. And I've left it. I haven't done anything to hop it up because I like the way it runs the way it is, and I don't want to mess that up. I know guys that have put a lot of money into their motors to increase horsepower, and then down the road they have nothing but trouble. And I don't want that. I've seen it happen, and I learn from watching others, and I know how that works. The color of my bike's unique. Of course, it kind of always looks kind of like a plum or a root beer color until I get out in the sun, and then it really pops because it turns color. It turns gold, copper, even tones of like a deep, dark candy apple red color or almost purple sometimes, depending on the level of the sun. So it's kind of a unique paint job. I didn't think it was going to turn out like that when I chose the paint job. I had it painted by a custom paint place up in Elyria, Ohio. And they came up with the idea, and it was kind of an experimental thing, I think, because these Harlequin paints, or these paints that turn color, the underlayment paint can change the way the paint looks, and I'm not exactly sure what they put underneath this, but anyway, I'm pretty pleased with the way it came out. The pigments that they used were perfect. I couldn't see myself riding on a bike, though, of certain colors. I've seen other motorcycles that are like yellow, lime green, red, even white. I mean, you wouldn't see me owning a motorcycle of that color. Pink. Pink is a very effeminate color, I mean, if somebody gave me a brand new 2023 Ultra that was pink, I think right away the first thing I'd be doing is looking to get it painted a different color, because I would feel very weird riding around on a pink Harley. But yeah, other colors like that are not for me. When I bought my Silverado, I did a lot of shopping. I mean, I don't just run out and buy something. I did a lot of research on it. I did a lot of shopping. And the reason I bought this Silverado, this 2500 four-wheel drive, heavy duty, was to pull the RV, the Hemi, which is over 9,000 pounds, the travel trailer itself. So I needed a big truck, and this truck has the tow package and everything, and that's what I was shopping for. But I also wanted the color that was my personality. And I go for more earth tones, or black, or like this is like a metal, a gunmetal, or whatever they call it. I don't know. Silver. But I didn't want a white truck, and I didn't want a red truck. When I went to the dealership, I hooked up with this woman there that was going to look for a truck for me. And so she took down all the information, everything that I needed, what I was towing, and what size of truck I needed. And I told her what color I wanted. And I specifically told her I do not want white, don't want a white truck, and I don't want a red truck. I'm not a fireman. I don't want a red truck. Well, wouldn't you know, every time she called me, she'd say, "Mr. Avery, I've got a truck for you. You come down and look at it." I'd get there, and it would either be what? White or red. And I told her, I said, "Look, I've told you. I mean, right here, I'm not even going to take it for a test drive. I don't want a red truck. No, I don't want a white truck. I told you what I wanted. That's what I'm looking for." Well, wouldn't you know, the next time she calls me up, same thing. "I got a red truck here for you." Oh my gosh. I finally told her, "You know what? I'm going someplace else." And she got angry about it, but hey, don't try to push something off your lot that you're trying to get rid of on me when I told you what I was specifically looking for. Now, I don't even think she's employed. I don't think she lasted very long, because I don't know how you sell vehicles if you're a salesperson and that's how you're trying to sell something. Anyway, back to the bike. I do love my bike. I haven't had a chance to try out the new windshield yet. I just been really occupied with other things, and the weather hasn't been conducive to taking a good ride. That, and I think you could ride now because it's rained. It's supposed to pour down rain all day tomorrow, which would rinse all the salt off the road. And then if it dried up on the weekend and the temperatures are up in the 50s, there's a possibility I can take it out. But then again, like Saturday, I've got schedules. I got to haul this spinning wheel to the Historical Society and set it up for them, because I'll have to disassemble it to haul it. I can't haul it like that, obviously. But yeah, I've got a lot of stuff to do. So taking a ride right now is on the back burner, but I do look forward to getting back on the bike again and taking a spin. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate you supporting me. I appreciate your prayers. I am adapting to this life of a widower, slowly but surely. I can't say that I'm ever going to get over my grieving for the loss of V. You know, I did post the invitation for her celebration of life on July 8th. And you'll be able to find that on my community page. Now, I know some of you are going, how do I find the community page? I don't know how to find the community page. Well, apparently you're not very computer savvy. It's very simple. You just click down below on my Itchymoche and V, or a little icon there, and it'll take you to my channel. And when you get to my channel, there's tabs on there. And if you go across, there's a community tab. You click on that, it'll pop up. And you'll see a paragraph and you'll see the actual invitation. Now, if you see the paragraph, it'll also, at the bottom of the paragraph, it'll say read more. If you click on that, it'll open up the whole conversation. So all the information is there. If you have questions or anything, you can contact me through Messenger, the Facebook Messenger. And my Facebook link is down below on the description. If you want to email me, you can do that too. Again, if you go to my channel page and you go on those tabs and you click About, and then go all the way to the bottom of the About page, and you'll see a link where you can get my email address and you can send me an email. And I'll be happy to answer your questions. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. I appreciate all the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe. Hang on here with this ride, and we'll continue on with 2 videos a week. Every Thursday night and every Sunday night. And until next time, cats, ride hard and die free.